Joe Rogan said now twice on his show he would vote for Trump over Joe Biden. Joe Biden is not there. He hasn't gone as far as say, I'm going to vote for Trump. He was like, if it was Trump Biden, I'd vote for Trump over Biden. I think if you had a Trump Gabbard ticket, and again, we're just spitting in the wind here. I mean, it's all just silly nonsense. It's probably meaningless in the big picture, but just thinking about it now, I think Joe's friends with Tulsi. I think you had a Trump Gabbard ticket. Joe's going to be like, I'm voting for Trump Tulsi. I'm Trump Gabbard. Tulsi's my friend. I trust her.
Yeah, you need someone. I think that's big. Yeah, you need someone that's going to galvanize more people outside of his base that are going to vote for him as the VP ticket. So,
but I don't even want to entertain that, right? Because it's just like it's a silly conversation. I mean, 6 months from now, he's going to pick someone. You're like, oh,
but it could be that you're just offering ideas that eventually get around to Don, and then
that's true.
No, I hope that
there is someone here who knows him.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I was going to go.
Crazier things have happened.
Tulsi Gabbard is like, that's a good idea.
Because the baggage about RFK.
I like your impression.
I think it was like 2 days after he announced he was running it's an anti-vax, really big on a news article about him. And they hadn't said that about RFK before that. And it was right when he announced, I was like, I got to call my mom, get her before the brainwashing hits. Because once people get brainwashed, it's harder to unbrainwash them. So when you know it's coming, you tell your loved ones right away.
Preemptive.
And then when they see it, they're like, oh, he was right. And they're ready.
Well, and that's what the media is trying to do to you. They're like, we've got to poison the well in RFK Jr. before people can talk to their family about it.
Exactly. And there was a coordinated attack against RFK Jr. Now, he's in a very interesting position because he also made some very interesting statements about the border, which a lot of Democrats aren't really making right now. He did flip-flop on the Second Amendment. He has been pretty solid on his bodily autonomy that he's been standing for almost his entire life. So he's positioning himself in a very interesting way where he's not far left and he's not far right, but he is anti-establishment, which Trump is as well.
Here's a question. I mean, we just got a super chat from Ginger McIsaac saying Larry Elder for VP. What do you guys think about that? He did really well in California.
I like Larry Elder.
Yeah.
I think he's a great guy. I don't know enough about him to
He's too similar to Trump.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But
you have a lot of alpha energy there on both kind of,
It's a hard question. I have to imagine Trump is...
Dude,
probably
strategically, you also want to have someone that if they impeach you, you want to make sure that they're not going to be more favorable than you are. So you also want a horrible person like Mike Pence in there or Kamala Harris. and that's why Vice President or Joe Biden. And that's why all the vice presidents are horrible. Dick Cheney. Look at all the vice presidents. They're horrible human beings. Every last one of them. It's perfect. Yeah.
It's the reason that Joe Biden hasn't been impeached yet,
Nancy
as far
Pelosi.
as I'm concerned, because everyone's like, "Oh my God, then it's Kamala Harris."
Trump Pelosi ticket. I'm calling it right now.
You know what? I didn't want to. I don't want to spoil it, but that's the ticket.
There you go. It's confirmed.
Sorry.
We got it.
Oh my gosh.
Now you were joking, but you're going to get some journalist who says, speaking on a podcast,
100%.
Trump confirms Pelosi is the.
Absolutely.
I'm liking
We've reached out to Pelosi's office for comment.
I think
I hope they do.
Tulsi's on the pulse. Tulsi, I like the Tulsi Trump concept because I started thinking of like a sun and moon metaphor when you were talking about that. They're so different,
you know,
but complementary in a lot of ways.
I said in like 2019, a similar absurd thing. I said if Trump appointed Tulsi Gabbard as national security advisor and Andrew Yang as an economic advisor, 49 state landslide. And what I mean by that, in that context specifically, was like, I mean that figuratively, like it's going to be a blowout victory if he does something like that. I personally, for me, my personal approval rating on a Trump Gabbard ticket is very high. And I'm already planning on voting for Trump. You know what I mean? But I'm like, Tulsi's military experience means a lot to me. And she's moderate. You know, she's called out the Democrats consistently, even going back to 2016. And I respect that she's got a spine. And she is a balancing force, in my opinion. She's younger. I think that actually works a lot. But I'm still kind of like, look, I don't know, man. I don't know what the right thing should be.
I think she would whip the military into charge. She's awesome. She's a beast.
Well, they're going to need a lot of work after the past couple of years.